Dear children, welcome back to our science class. Today we are discussing about biotic and abiotic factors. So what is biotic factor? It is living things. And what is abiotic factor? That is non-living things. So abiotic factors are air, water, soil, etc. Then living things, that means biotic things are crane, frog, fish, deer, plants, etc. Habitat is the natural surrounding in which an organism lives. The biotic and abiotic factors in the surroundings and their mutual relationship together forms ecosystem. Which are the ecosystem in your locality? List them: sacred groves, pond, field, lake, river, mangrove forest. Next, for food. Have you seen water snake capturing a frog? Water snake feeds on frogs. What are the things that the frog feeds on? Grasshopper, insect. From where does the grasshopper obtain its food? The grasshopper obtain its food from grass. Okay, let us illustrate this on the basis of how each one becomes for food for another. Aren't there organisms that food on water snake? Add them in the illustration. Grass, grasshopper, frog, snake, kite. Okay, next is food chain. All organisms are depend each other for their food. So that food relations are known as food chains. Let's discuss one example. Grass, deer, lion. Okay, deer which depends grass for their food, then lion also depends deer for. So these interrelations are known as food chain. Green plants always occupied the first levels of the food chain. Here example, grass. They are also known as producer because they can synthesize their own food materials. The top level is occupied by the carnivores, that are frog, snake, vulture in the above flow chart. Intermediate ones may be herbivores or omnivores. Here herbivores, example grasshopper. Here they only eat grass. Look at the picture. In this picture, many food chains are interrelated. Okay. Many food chains join together to form the food web. In nature, we can see many food webs. Green plants prepare their own food, so they are known as producers. Organisms that depend on other organisms for their food are called consumers. Okay, next is decomposers. Microorganisms like bacteria and fungi break organic remains and add them to the soil. So they are called decomposers. The nutrients formed as a result of decomposition further become available for the growth of plants. Next is a flow chart in which the producers consumed by the consumer as a food, and these producers and other consumers dead remains come to the soil, and with the help of decomposers with the help of decomposition they convert into organic elements, that means nutrients, so that is in the soil. So now these nutrients are absorbed by the plants or producer again, and this cycle repeats. Many activities of human beings cause destruction to the ecosystem. Urbanization, destruction of the forest for agricultural purposes and for constructing houses, filling up of paddy field and ponds, excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, indiscriminate exploitation of natural resources. When leveling of hill slopes reduce the availability of food and water, losses breeding places in snakes. When a pond is filled with the sand, many aquatic organisms perish. There are many instances of adverse effects of human intervention in the ecosystem. Suggest a remedial measure for the intervention and listed in your science notebook.